Yeah, it was a really important game today, and I think can't be underestimated how tough those games are because you don't have a full squad. We're having to manage players that have travelled a long way and had a sort of big mental load for their country. So really pleased with the players' response to that because these are very tough games. Crystal Palace don't concede a lot of goals. We knew the first goal today was going to be really, really important, and thankfully we got it quite early.
Sorry to bring the mood down a little bit. You've heard the sad news about Saif Rubie. Just wanted to get tribute from you.
Yes, very, very sad news for his family and for football. Absolute icon of the game here in England, and what he did for his country and for Manchester United. I was certainly made very aware of him at a very young age and was fortunate to meet him a couple of times. Incredible guy. What a man, and a real sad loss for football.
George? You asked for St James's Park to show its love towards Sandro, and it certainly did that. Pretty remarkable emotional scenes at the end there, but he's on his own. Can you talk a little bit about that, please, and his response and how he's feeling?
Well, just a big thank you from me to our supporters today, because that reception at the end was incredible, and it was emotional. As I said on Friday, he's a human being. He's going through a very emotional time, and the supporters reacted in the way that I hoped they would, and I could feel the love between him and them, and that will do him the world of good. He'll feel much better about everything, I'm sure, tonight. We don't know what's ahead for him, but yeah, just a big thank you from me to them.
I mean, you said he probably would be involved in very much of the selection. How did he feel about that? And do you think he's been surprised by
Yeah, he's very much wanted to play and to perform, I'm sure. I mean, I haven't really gone into detail on that. For me, that's a no. There was no decision to make as in would I or could I play him. It's like, yes, I could see that from how he's trained. So there's no part of me that goes, he's not ready to play football. But then we have to just introduce him at the right time and make sure it's right for the team. It was a good time to do it today. I thought he played well when he came on. But I just think hopefully that is a step further or a step forward for him to moving forward with his life.
Jordan?
Just to go back to Jacob Murphy, we talked about unsung heroes in this Newcastle team. Was he one of them?
Yeah, I think he probably is. I think played really well today. Thought the right-hand side in general performed very well during the first half. Kieran, Sean and Jacob were dovetailing, interacting really well. We got into some really dangerous areas. Jacob scored the goal, of course, and delighted for him. He's someone that is the ultimate professional. Is reliable, plays multiple positions, and has never let me down.
Craig?
You had 8 English starters today, and 4 English scorers as well. You know, to that end, where it was Gareth really, but you know, is that a deliberate ploy you've got?
Well, you're telling me I had no idea on that. So it's not a deliberate ploy.
Yeah.
Just picking the team that I think for this game gave us the best chance of winning. Now, if that whatever nationality that doesn't play a part in my decision making, but I think it's great to see. You know, we play in England, so it's great to see English players doing well.
On Bobby Charlton as well, is it right you went to one of his soccer schools when you were a young boy, is that right?
Yes, I did. I can't remember how old I was, but it was local. I was desperate to go. I went not necessarily expecting. I mean, it's obviously his soccer school, but you don't necessarily know you're going to go there and meet him. But thankfully, he took the session, and something I always remember is a massive childhood memory for me because I knew he was an absolute legend of the game. My granddad used to talk about his goals and what he used to do on the pitch. Obviously, I didn't necessarily see that, but I've seen highlights, and that was a great experience for me.
Do you recognise your talent that day that you said?
Absolutely not. No, I think he thought, "Oh, I'm a waste of my time here." But it was, as I say, it was a major memory for me, and just to have him talk to me and show me a couple of things was great.
Scott?
Just following up on Jacob, I mean, he's 2 or 3 of his performances this season are probably the best that he's produced in a Newcastle shirt. I think it's fair to say. I mean, he's had a career here at Newcastle that's had lots of ups and downs. There was probably times when we certainly maybe didn't think he was quite going to hit these levels. I don't know what you would have thought, but what's it say about him and his character that he's come through all of that, you know, all those ups and downs, times when he probably looked like he was out the door really, and yet he's now starring like that, you know, on the Premier League and in the Champions League.
Yeah, for me it's all about consistency. So what you're looking for from the players' perspective is that they turn up every day and they give their best. Now you're going to have some good days, you're going to have some bad days. I always say that the key response is how do you handle the bad days. And if you say, you know, before I came here he had some difficult moments, you have to keep coming back. You have to be really resilient and you have to keep turning up. And I believe if you do the right things off the pitch, then eventually you'll show the right things on the pitch. And for me, he's just been that model of consistency in his approach, his attitude. So then it's great to see someone who puts that work in then rewarded with an opportunity and then taking the opportunity. It's great to see.
And I know it's, you know, he might have got these opportunities anyway, but obviously with Hardy being out such a long time, that is a really big loss. So to have players like Jacob, you know, a wide player who attacks like he does, it's massive for you, isn't it, with all the games you've got coming up when you've got such a big player and, you know, a player you brought in with high hopes for out for such a long time.
Yeah, I think you need that squad. We're well aware going into this season the amount of games, schedule, the possibility of injuries, suspensions. We've already seen that in the short period of time we've had this season, that it's going to be a huge physical demand. So to have good players waiting, the key thing is that they may be waiting, but they've got to be ready. And Jacob is always ready, and that's the biggest compliment I can pay him.
Dominic. Sean Longstaff's already equalled his best scoring season for the club. Just in terms of adding goals to his game, is that something you've been working on with him and something you're pleased to see?
I'd say something we work on with all our players. I think Sean himself will work hard on his finishing. He's a player that does extra work regularly with the coaches. I've always said I believe he's a goal scorer. He's a very, very good finisher in training, but with both feet, I mean, from all angles. So to see him score, hopefully more consistently, for me is something that he can do with the ability that he has. I think it's just about getting himself into the positions. I thought he did that really well today. I thought he played very intelligently and took his goal really well.
One of the few players back from injury today, but Sven Bogdan's still out. Just how close is he to?
Yeah, he wasn't close today. Obviously, I couldn't say that yesterday. But he, he hasn't trained with us yet, so he's got a bit of a way to go. We're hopefully it won't be too long, but certainly the next couple of weeks it won't be fit.
Luke?
I've completely gone blank tonight. And do you anticipate when you might hear something on what's going to happen?
No, I've got no idea, Luke, to be honest. It's not something I'm sort of dealing with on a day-to-day basis, so I'm hearing little snippets, but I can't give you that information.
It's obviously very emotional today, very, very moving, like you said. Is the hardest part going to come for him ahead, though? You know what I mean? When he's not able to feel that love, when he's at home on his own.
Yeah, well, let's wait and see. But yes, I think that the hardest time is ahead, regardless of what happens, because I think immediately you get a lot of attention and people were talking about the situation, and he's had the love of the supporters today. That's difficult to maintain over a long period of time, but who knows what's ahead. And I think I just think it's great for him to know that he's got the support of not just the senior management of the football club and the manager, but he's also got the support of the supporters, and they're the most important people.
Thank you.
Andy, and then Martin to finish.
5 clean sheets in the last 7, but Newcastle top scorers in the Premier League. Which one sounds better as a manager?
Can't choose, Andy. I can't choose. You have to be defensively solid to be successful long term. You have to be. You can't be a team that leaks goals. It will cost you points, as it did against West Ham for us. But you have to score goals as well, and that instills confidence in the group. So that's why they're both vitally important.
Martin.
Sorry, just one last one on Sandro. How was he in the dressing room after the game today, and do you think he's been taken back by the warmth of the response he's had from everybody since
I think he was normal Sandro. He's very level. Very rarely do you sort of outwardly see the emotion, but you know it's in there. But he's a private guy and keeps things in check really well. I'm sure he's massively boosted by today, and I haven't spoke to him about it. I've come straight out here, but I'm sure it's made a huge difference to him.
Last one, Kieran.
We all know about Brazil tournaments and all that. St James is going to give it a run for its money on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, it's interesting you say that, because watching them yesterday, and as much as you can from the camera, the footage, you're sort of seeing their atmosphere. That doesn't sound right. You know, you're seeing the crowds and the stands and the colours, and so that's going to be an interesting game for us when we get there. But as you say, it's all about the home game and it's what we can create. And again, I don't want to put too much expectation on our supporters, but I know they won't let us down. They'll be there for us on Wednesday. It'll be a brilliant occasion, and we're going to need it because this is a huge game for us after the PSG win. We want to continue our momentum and see where it takes us.
I just thought it was quite spontaneous for Sandro to go up in front on the lap. Was there any conversation that saw him go ahead?
Yeah, it sort of came to me just as we were starting our walk that I wanted him to be at the front and to see the love closer up.